Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss the sounds of language. We'll see consonant sounds, their place of articulation, their manner of articulation, and we'll discuss phonetics, types of phonetics as well, and we'll also discuss voicing and unvoicing. So let's begin by pronunciation of sounds, the consonant sounds of language.
This is IPA Phonemic Chart, and here we'll see how the consonant sounds are articulated or pronounced.
P, F, T, F, J, S, Sh, K, B, V, D, V, J, Z, J, G, H, M, N, R, L, W, Y.
So we'll begin by discussing phonetics. Phonetics in linguistics, it is the study of characteristic of speech sound, and it deals the speech sound as physical entities, whereas another phenomena is phonology, which deals the speech sound as abstract entities. And we'll see the types of phonetics. The first one is articulatory phonetics, which is the study of how speech sounds are made or articulated. And second type is acoustic, which is acoustic phonetics, which is the study which studies the physical aspects of speech sound, for example wavelength, the waves in air, how they travel. And third type is auditory phonetics. It deals with the reception of sounds. Probably we receive sound through our ears. So these are three main branches of phonetics, types of phonetics. And now we'll see voicing and unvoicing. So voice sound we'll start with the voicing sound. So when pronouncing or producing a specific sound, we'll see that whether the friction is produced or not. So we start with the air push out of lungs through the trachea, which is known as windpipe, as well to the larynx, which contain the vocal folds, also known as the vocal cords, which are very essential in production of speech sounds. So voiceless sounds are those without vibration or friction, you can say vibration of vocal cords, no vibration of vocal cords in voiceless. And in voice there is vibration of vocal cords. While production of that sound, the vocal folds vibrate, so these sounds are known as voice sounds. For example, we'll see voiceless sounds such as s. So in production of this sound, you'll observe that by putting your thumb on your Adam's apple in your neck, you'll observe that while production of s and f, there is no vibration in vocal folds, whereas in production of z and v, you will see that there is vibration in your vocal cord. So this is vibration, so it is voicing. And now we'll see the position of vocal folds while producing voice or voiceless sounds. So this left one, it shows that in while production of voiceless sound, the vocal folds are far apart and air moves easily, so there is no vibration, whereas in voice sound you can see that the vocal folds are close to each other, which led to production of vibration is there and vocal folds vibrate. And now we'll discuss the place of articulation. Basically, place of articulation refers to where the sound is constricted or halt, and most consonant sounds are produced by using the tongue and other parts of the mouth to constrict in some way. We constrict any sound in some way, so that is a place of articulation. It refers to the place where the sound is constricted or halt. And we'll also discuss manner of articulation, so the manner after which we release the sound after constriction, that refers to manner of articulation. And place of articulation of sound, that is the location inside the mouth at which the constriction take place. For example, in this diagram you will see these are all organs, speech organs. They are known as, this is oral cavity and nostrils led to that, and first lips. So when we constrict the flow of air on our lips, that is bilabial. We'll discuss each and every type of that, but first just have to a glimpse of the speech organs. So this is oral cavity which contain tongue, teeth are there, and then comes this trachea which contain larynx, vocal fold, glottis, epiglottis, and then last part of tongue, ovula, phylum, soft palate, all these. So just keep in mind the position of these organs. And now we'll discuss the consonant sounds. Bilabial, place of articulation. According to place of articulation, bilabial sounds. So bi mean two, labials mean lips. So these are the sounds which we produce using two lips. Bilabial consonants are produced by creating a closure with both lips. We constrict the air using both lips, and the bilabials are p, p, m, m. Okay, and then labiodentals. In labiodentals, the lower lip and upper teeth come into contact, and labiodental consonants are produced by raising the lower lip to upper teeth. Here you can see in the diagram, and labiodentals are and okay, and interdentals, okay, most commonly known as dental sounds in English, and in which the tongue is between the teeth. Here you can see the position of your tongue is between your teeth. You have to touch your tongue to back of upper teeth and pronounce those dental sounds. And the dental sounds are and and so the th, okay, which is voiceless, and the like which is voiced. And then alveolar sounds. In alveolar sound, the tongue tip, the position of tongue is tongue tip at the alveolar ridge. This region is known as alveolar ridge behind the top of teeth. And English alveolar consonants are formed by raising the tip of the tongue to alveolar ridge. And alveolar sounds are t, t, s, z, and and palatal sounds. In palatal sounds, the front or body of the tongue raised to palatal region. Palatal region, this region is known as palatal region or dome area at the roof of your mouth, which is palatal region. And the palatal sounds are s, which is voiceless, and z, which is voiced. And velar sounds. In velar sounds, in the production of velar sounds, the back of the tongue raised to soft palate. Okay, and this back of the tongue, this region is velum. We can also call it soft palate, and the area tight behind the palate. And velars are k, k, and ing. And glottal sounds. So the is known as glottal sound. In the articulation of this sound at the larynx, the glottis located there. The glottis is the space between the vocal folds, and it to get the glottis, the vocal folds. In the diagram here you can see the vocal folds where the position of glottis is. And the glottal stop is a speech sound articulated by a momentary complete closure of glottis in the back of throat. And so in conclusion, we can say that the airflow can be modified at various points within vocal organs to produce distinct speech sounds. The point where a sound is produced is referred to its place of articulation. Vowels, yes, I make separate video on vowels as well. You better watch it. And here in this video I am discussing the consonants. And now we'll discuss the manner of articulation. In articulatory phonetics, the manner of articulation, it refers to when the constriction of air is is released. So basically it's the interaction of the articulators, means the speech organs such as tongue, lips, palate, when making a speech sound. Also in the type of closure made by the articulators and degree of obstruction of the airstream by those articulators. So according to manner of articulation, there are certain types: stops, fricatives, affricates. We'll discuss each and every one in detail. So stops are the in production of those stop sounds, and oral closure or occlusion, which is also known as blockage or obstruction of the oral. So stops basically refers to obstruction, blocking of the oral vocal tract and non-nasal airflow. So basically the airflow stops completely, and examples include in the production of p, p, t, t, k, k. So fricatives sometimes called spirant. Fricatives are sometimes also known as spirants, where there is a continuous friction, as the name indicates. Fricative related to friction, so there is friction, and examples include v, z, th, and s, z, sh, j. So in the production of all these sound there is friction, as you observe. And affricate, you can say it's a combination of stop plus fricatives, and it begins like a stop and then release into a fricative. And example, there are two sounds in affricates in English, the ch and ja. So these are affricates. So here you can see that the first part is stop, second part is fricative, combined together to make affricate. And nasal sound, a nasal sound refers to the flow of air through the nasal cavity when the oral cavity is blocked and the air flows through the nasal cavity, and so it results in nasal sounds. In English we have three nasal sounds, which are n, and ing. So another category according to manner of articulation is the liquid sounds, which are also known as lateral approximants, or simply you can say lateral sounds. So these are types of approximant produced with the side of the tongue. For example, l sound. L is a lateral, and together with rhotics. Rhotics mean the languages in which the R sound is prominent. And so for example, initial sound of L in the word let and initial R in the word red are described as liquids. Narse are okay. And glides, so one use of glides are sometimes also referred to as semivowels and sometimes called glide. So it's a type of approximant produced like a vowel but with the tongue closer to roof of the mouth, so that there is a slight turbulence. So in English we have two glides, that is v and ya. And we'll see flap. In phonetics, a flap, which is also known as tap sound, so it's a type of consonantal sound which is produced with a single construction of the muscle, so that one articulator such as the tongue is thrown against another. So your all concepts get clear through this phonetic chart. In this chart we'll classify consonant phonemes completely. Here you can see I use different colors to differentiate between them. Here on the top of this chart you can see horizontally there is a place of articulation, whereas in vertically there are manner of articulation. Okay, so according to place of articulation you can see that bilabials, labiodentals, dental, alveolar, palatal, velar, and glottal. So so in according to place of articulation, bilabials are p, p, m, and v, and labiodentals are f, v, and dentals are f and z. and alveolars are t, t, s, z, n, and l, and palatals are s, sh, and j, j, ya, ra, ya, and velars are ka, ka, ing, and glottal is ha. And now we'll see the manner of articulation. The stop sounds are p, which is a voiceless, b, which is voice, t, which is voiceless, t, which is voice, and k, which is voiceless, and g, which is voice. And fricatives are f, which is voiceless, and v, which is voice, th, which is voiceless, and z, which is voiced, s, voiceless, z, voice, and sh, voiceless, j, voice, and h. These are fricatives. And now we'll see affricates. There are two affricates, that is ch and y. And nasal sounds ma, na, ing, and liquid sound l, l, r, and glide va and ya. So that's all. Hope you understand. The notes are in the description. Thank you for watching.